They called him Harold, a name nobody really gave him, but the one he carried anyway. He lived above the old clock tower, where time still worked but barely tried. Every hour the bell rang. Late. Harold was no ordinary pigeon. He didn't care for breadcrumbs or statues or company. He was a mail carrier, the last one as far as anyone could tell. He flew miles each day, delivering letters between people who didn't know they still had something to say. Apologies, love notes, confessions written on napkins and never meant to arrive. Harold delivered them all, because someone had to. But lately, no one wrote. The post boxes were empty, the mail slots were sealed, and the world had moved on to quicker, quieter ways of saying nothing. He'd perch by the post office window, staring at the slot that used to hum with letters and life. Now it was just dust, cobwebs and echoes, the kind of silence you could trip over. Then one day, Harold found a single envelope under a pile of junk mail. No stamp, no name, just 3 words. For the sky. He didn't know why, but he took it, tied it to his leg with a piece of twine, and took off into the dusk. The air was heavy, like the world was holding its breath. Below him, streetlights blinked one by one, like stars giving up early. He climbed higher, past the clouds, past reason, until the air grew thin and the sky turned from blue to something ancient. And then he stopped. "Sky," he called out, his voice soft and cracked. "I have something for you." Nothing, only wind. He waited. The silence answered again. He fluttered, frustrated, circling the same patch of nothing until the stars began to move. He realized then, the sky wasn't ignoring him. It just didn't hear him anymore. So Harold did what pigeons weren't meant to do. He began to sing. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't even good. But it was honest, a raspy little song about being small in a world too big to care. And somewhere between the notes and the noise, the clouds began to glow. Lightning flickered, not in anger, but in rhythm. And Harold laughed, realizing the sky wasn't deaf. It was just waiting for a song. He flew all night, singing to the wind, letting the letter flap like a flag of hope. But as dawn rose, the storm began to fade. His wings were tired, his song quieter. He let go of the letter, watching it drift into the clouds. "Your turn," he whispered. Days passed. The city went on ignoring the sky. But one morning, rain fell, gentle, endless and warm, the kind of rain that feels like a second chance. People stopped what they were doing, phones slipped back into pockets, children looked up and laughed, though they didn't know why. And in the middle of Main Street, an envelope floated down onto a puddle. Its ink had run, but one phrase was still clear. "Message received." Most people stepped around it. One little girl didn't. She picked it up carefully, like it mattered. Inside was a feather, grey, worn and heavier than it should have been. She looked up, smiling, and whispered, "Thank you, Harold." That night, when the rain stopped and the clouds began to part, a few swore they saw something fly past the moon. A small shadow against the stars, circling once before vanishing. Maybe it was just a bird, or maybe it was a messenger, still delivering words we forgot to say. Either way, when the wind blows through the city now, it carries a sound that feels like laughter, and something softer underneath it. A voice whispering through the breeze, saying, "I'm still listening."